Welcome to our today's session, Working of the Constitution. In that third part, Role of the Judiciary, we will start. Children, in our previous sessions, we have seen the first part of democracy and second part of social justice and equality. Today, we will study the third part, that is the role of the judiciary. Let's start. The judiciary in India has played an important. We have to judiciary that is very important because judiciary helps to make our democracy more stronger, again to achieve the objectives of social justice and equality in our country. For that also judiciary's role is very important. While interpreting the provisions of the constitution, the judiciary has always into consideration that fundamental and also the intentions of the constitution makers. So while interpreting the provisions, while explaining the provisions, or to make you understand the provisions, that time judiciary is considered for the fundamental objectives of the constitution and also the intention of the constitution makers. So this is explained by our judiciary. We will try to understand the contribution of the judiciary in this regard with the help of following points. Now children, we have to study the role of the judiciary. Here point number 1, the basic framework of the constitution. What is the basic framework that we will study? The constitution is a dynamic, it is a living document. The constitution has to change according to changing condition and the parliament has the power to make those changes. Here it is said that our constitution is a dynamic and the living document. Living document means what? Means since 1951 our work of the country is carried through our constitution, and because that thing, the country is governing very smoothly. But as the changing situation and changing conditions, we have to make certain changes in the constitution also, and that right is given to our parliament. So did you remember in our social justice chapter for the women empowerment, we have seen 73rd and the 74th amendment means what? Changes. Time to time we have made certain changes for the welfare of the people in our constitution. So that is the right given to our parliament. The judiciary has accepted this power of the parliament to make changes in the constitution, but at the same time specified the limitations on this power. Here constitution has means constitution is little bit, there are some certain changes in the constitution. That power is given to the parliament, means Lok Sabha and Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha members. They will discuss and then afterward they will take the decision for the welfare of the people. So that power is accepted by the constitution, but there are by the judiciary, but there are certain limitations also. What are that limitations? Let's see. The judiciary has taken a stand that the parliament, while amending the constitution, cannot alter the basic structure of the constitution. Means while taking the decision, while changing, means a little bit, while doing certain changes in the constitution, that time basic structure, basic framework could not get disturbed anyhow. So that is the limitation given by the judiciary. Now we will see the next. Please understand this. The basic structure of the constitution generally include the following provision. So what is the basic structure which could not change? See, republican and democratic form of the government. As we have the republic and democratic form, republic means what? People are having the right to elect the head of the country. Means the election taking place and people's role is very important. People, according to their wishes, they will elect the government. So that to form the government, to demolish the government, that right is given to the public. Federal structure of the constitution. We have the federal structure. Federal structure means what? Decentralization of power, means our governments are divided. union government, state government, local self governing bodies. So in this way the power has divided, distributed. Next, sovereignty of the nation. Sovereignty of the nation means what? The country that are free to take the decision for their welfare of the citizen without any kind of external interference. Means our Indian government can take the decision for the welfare of the Indian citizen. No other foreign country can disturb or cannot interfere in our political or social matters. So that is sovereign nation, free from the external interference. Now next is the secularism and supremacy of the constitution. Secularism means all religions are equal in front of the country or in front of the law. So that is the meaning of the secularism. No religion is superior, no religion is inferior. Supremacy of the constitution. Constitution is the supreme, means all the work of the country will go according to the constitution. So these are the basic structure and we cannot do the changes in that. Now next point is the significant judicial decision. The protection provided to the citizen by fundamental rights in the constitution has been made more meaningful through various decisions of the judiciary. So the citizens got some fundamental rights by our constitution, and for the protection of these rights, what decisions the judiciary has taken, that we have to see some of the important subjects on which court has given judgment in the rights of the children. So here court has given judgment for the rights of the children, means compulsory education for the children, again child labor that is prohibited, protection of human rights means all the citizen will get their human right, no individual's human right could not snatch. So protection of the honor and dignity of the women, individual freedom and tribal empowerment. For the empowerment of the tribal people also there are some certain provisions. These efforts have made the political process in India more mature. See, these all the areas where the judiciary has taken the decisions for their welfare, and due to this our political process will become more mature because of the functioning of the judiciary taking these areas, means taken the decision. Now we will see what this is important to understand. Means here it is said that what are the characteristics of a good democracy, good governance, how the good government form, and what are the qualities should be there in the good government. It is said here first is given accountable and responsible government, means a government should be responsible, they should know that what they are doing and tomorrow they have to answer to the citizen also. Next is effective and efficient government. Efficient government means the work of the government going effectively. Responsible responsive government means citizen can ask the question, that time the government has to reply. So these also qualities should be in that. Transparency in the working of the government. Work of the government should be transparent, there should be no secrecy, there should be no curtain between the citizen and the government. So to make democracy or make government more transparent, right to information is given to the citizen. Just and all inclusive development, for that welfare of the citizen only the government can function. People's participation in the governing and decision making process, means time to time the government has give to chance to the citizen also, they have to include the citizen also in the decision making process. So these all are the features for the good government. Now we will see in this chapter we took a review of the constitution and the working of the government on the basis of the constitution in the context of Indian democracy. Here in this chapter we have studied what the review regarding the work of the constitution, how the constitution is working, and the basis of the constitution, So regarding the Indian democracy, there are many challenges before India's democracy. As we know that India is a democratic country and there are number of challenges in front of our democracy. Governments act and policies have not put an end to all the problems. Means government is trying to tackle all the problems, but then also there are certain problems. There are several new problems comforting us. Means there are number of new problems are arising in front of us. However, what is important is that the people in India have developed a democratic mindset. Means though there are number of problems, though the government is trying to tackle the problem in a democracy, there are number of challenges, but then and very important thing is that the people's mindset is changed. The people's mindset is now the democratic mindset. Means all people are giving preference to the democracy. Means we want the democracy, nobody want the dictatorship in their country. Everyone want the democracy, so that is the good thing, that is the good development. In this chapter we have studied the role of the judiciary, just social justice and equality, democracy. Now in our next chapter, that is the election process, that we will start in our next session. Thank you.